Hey guys, Assalamu alaikum. Welcome back to Nagina's Traditional Taste. I hope you guys are doing great. Today I am going to share my mother-in-law's Hyderabadi biryani recipe. She's absolutely an amazing cook and I have her recipe to share with you. It's a long recipe, so I have tried my level best to divide the steps into various parts to make things easier. I've got all of my steps and my parts ready, so let's follow the recipe step by step. Okay, as I said earlier, I've tried my level best to divide this recipe into various parts and steps to make things easier. So step one, what you need to do is make the Sukha Masala and have that ready. So what you need for that, you need almonds, green cardamom, black pepper, cloves, and unsweetened shredded coconut. First thing you need to do is take all of these 4 ingredients, add them in a pan, and roast these on a medium heat until this mix is nice golden brown. Once this is brown, then you can add the shredded coconut right before you turn the stove off. Mix it around, let this mix cool down, put it in the coffee grinder, grind this into a powder form, or if the almonds leave some oil, then it's going to become a little bit of a pasty mix. I will show you how it looks once I grind this. But let's go over to the stove and put this on the stove and roast these 4 ingredients together till it's time to add the coconut. Okay, so this is how it looks. You can see how the almonds are nicely roasted. What I'm going to do next is add the coconut, and it's going to take literally a few seconds before the coconut gets the color that I'm looking for. So don't leave it on the stove for too long. And this is how it looks once the coconut and all rest of the ingredients are toasted nicely. See the color? It's nice and light brown, not dark. You don't want to burn the coconut. If you burn it, then obviously it's going to have that burnt taste. Now I'm going to take this mix and put it through the coffee grinder, and I'll show you how the paste or the powder looks. This is what you're looking for after putting it through the coffee grinder. You can tell it's nice and fluffy texture. Now step 1 is complete. Let's move over to step 2. Okay, step number 2, you need to make the fried onion masala, and for that I've got sliced onions, chopped tomatoes, plain white yogurt, some cumin seeds, and over here I have a nice deep pot and I've already added the cooking oil in it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this pot over to the stove, heat up the oil, add cumin seeds and onions, fry these 2 ingredients together until the onion is nice and golden brown. Once the onion is nice and golden brown, I'll take that out and add that into the food processor along with the tomatoes and yogurt and make that nice onion tomatoey paste. And I'll show you step by step how it looks so you know what you're looking for. Okay, so this is the color of onions you're looking for. Onion is nicely sauteed. I'm going to take this sauteed onions and add the tomatoes and the yogurt into my food processor and make a nice tomatoey oniony paste and show you. All right, so this is how the sauteed onions with cumin seeds and tomatoes and yogurt looks. Let's put this aside and move to the next step. All right, so for step number 3, you need to make green or haram masala, and for that I have cilantro, mint, green chili, green onions, and some freshly squeezed lemon juice. I'm going to take all of these ingredients and put them through my food processor and make the green paste, and I will show you how the texture looks. So let's go over and do that. So this is how the green or the haram masala looks. I just took it out of my food processor. Next, let's go through the list of ingredients and follow the instructions. Okay, so next we're going to prepare the milk and saffron mix. For that, I am going to add a little bit milk into this bowl, some rose water, okay, and I'm going to add orange food color, and of course this, okay, and I'm going to add a few strands of saffron. Okay, mix this around, and this is how it should look. And I'm going to keep this on a side. When I am ready to dum the biryani, I will need this, so I'll let you know to take this mix out. So let's put this on the side. All right, so this is the complete list of ingredients that you need to make this tasty dish. You can use any type of meat that you prefer, so veal, goat, lamb, or chicken. I am going to be using boneless, skinless chicken legs. I've already cut them into some medium-sized pieces. So that's right here. This right here, what you see is the almond or the dry masala that I already prepared. In this bowl, you have the caramelized onion masala that I prepared. Over here, I've got the green or hara masala that I prepared and I showed you in previous videos. I've got minced garlic, minced ginger, coriander powder, Kashmiri red chili, salt, homemade garam masala, and I will link the video for this one. Turmeric powder, you will need some kevra. I just prepared this as well, so this is the milk and saffron mix that you'll need later on. So it's nice to have things prepared. Over here I have some roughly chopped mint. I've got cilantro and I've got green chilies also chopped. These are also needed after when I'm ready to layering the biryani, so keep that on the side. Just a quick tip to save some time. I always have these ingredients ready. So the almond mix or the dry masala, you can make that, and I make it enough every time and I keep it in my freezer for at least few months. So anytime I need to make biryani, the masala is ready, I just take it out and use it. So you could do the same thing, so you don't have to make it the day of, because obviously it takes a lot of time. So this will definitely save some time for you. I also keep the green masala or the hara masala ready in my fridge as well. So anytime I need to make biryani, I just take it out and use that. So these two will definitely save some time, so you don't have to make that from scratch. Just have it ready. Now what we need to do is I am going to go over to the stove and start making this dish. So let's follow the recipe now, the instructions. All right, so over here I have the oil heated up in the same pot where I caramelized the onions, so it's the same oil. I just added a little bit more. What I'm going to do is add the garlic, minced garlic and minced ginger, and then cook this or saute these until they're nicely golden brown, and then I will add the chicken and cook that in here until the chicken, I can see the chicken is nicely cooked and the color has turned, or the crust is nicely caramelized, and I'll show you. All right, so that's how the garlic and the ginger look in the pot. Now I'm going to add the chicken in here. So let's add the chicken. And I will mix this to make sure that chicken nicely gets coated with all the, the ginger and the garlic. There we go. And I am going to cook this until the chicken has developed a nice sort of a golden brown crust. Okay, so the chicken has been cooking for at least 5 to 6 minutes. What I'm going to do is add the coriander powder, the homemade garam masala powder, and the turmeric powder. Mix this around and let it cook for another few minutes, and then I'll add salt, Kashmiri red chili, and the other ingredients, but I'll show you. So let's just mix this first. There you go, that's how it looks. So I'm gonna let it cook and then add rest of the ingredients. Okay, time to add the red Kashmiri chili and some salt. Mix this around. Remember Kashmiri chili is really spicy, so if you don't want this to be too spicy, cut down on that. Plus you're going to be adding remember the hara masala also has green chili in it, so again, it depends on how your family likes it. Is it spicy, a little bit mild? So you'll have to adjust the spices according to that. Now next I am going to add the green chutney that I've already made. There we go. For the hara masala, mix this. You'll see the chicken is going to have all these fresh spices and herbs and everything that smells so amazing. Who needs a box recipe, right? So there you go. That's how it looks. Now I am going to add the onion, caramelized onion mix. Okay. am going to cook this for at least 3 to 4 minutes because I want the water to be a bit dry, absorb before adding the almond or dried masala. Okay, so this is gonna cook for at least 3-4 minutes. Okay, so this has been cooking for 2 to 3 minutes now. What I'm going to do next is I am going to add the almond or the dry masala to this mix. Okay. Let's mix this around to make sure that it doesn't become lumpy and it's nicely mixed. There we go. And this is going to take maybe another 2 to 3 minutes until the chicken leaves the water. The oil. So you'll see it. Okay, there we go. Now I'm gonna let this cook. Be very careful when you're actually mixing it around because the masala might splatter. So just take safety precautions. All right, so the biryani masala, the chicken masala is ready. I have moved the pot onto a smaller stove. Next, I am going to soak the rice and prepare that to boil. So let's do that. Okay, so over here I've got the rice soaking. I'm gonna let this soak for at least maybe 15 to 20 minutes. I washed it, cleaned it, washed it, and now it's soaking in warm water for and let it soak for about 20 minutes. And over to the stove. Over here I have a pot of water boiling, and what I'm going to add in that, I've got black pepper, some bay leaf, black cardamom, cinnamon sticks, star anise, cloves, green cardamom, and some cumin seeds. I'm going to add that in this water. Let the water boil nicely, and then I will drain the water out of the rice and add the rice in this water and cook that until I know it's time for me to drain the rice and then start the layering process. But I will show you when it's time for that. So let's wait for the water to boil with these herbs and spices. All right, so the water is boiling. What I'm going to do is I am going to add some salt, and then I am going to add the soaked rice that I had soaked for about 20 minutes. I drained the water as much as I could. I'm going to add that in here and let this rice boil until I know that it's time for me to take it out of the water and start the layering process. But I will show you how much I cook my rice. And again, it depends on the type of rice you use and how long you soak it. So I recommend cooking with the rice that you're used to. I use Saffron reserve rice, and I've always cooked with that. So if you use something else, then please stick with that. Okay, while this is boiling, I'm going to go and turn the oven on. So when the layering process is done, I can just put my biryani in the oven. All right, so the rice has been boiling for some time now. Here, I want to show you, this is ready. I'm going to drain the water out. Look at the rice. This is how much is cooked because I am going to put this in the oven and rest is going to cook there. So if you cook it too much on the stove, then the rice is going to become sticky. So now I am going to drain the water out of that and then start the layering process and show you step by step. All right, so let's start the layering process. As I mentioned earlier, I've got the green spices right here, herbs. So the cilantro, mint, green chili. I've got freshly squeezed lemon juice. I've got some gaira. I have rose water, plus saffron here, butter, milk, boiled rice. The pot's empty, and right here is the chicken masala that's ready. So what I am going to do is I am going to start the layering. So the first thing that you need is I am going to add the chicken masala right at the bottom. Actually, before that, I'm going to add some milk at the bottom. Okay, so that nothing sticks there. Then goes the masala on top. Make sure that it's fully, the bottom is fully covered. And obviously you take some oil and put that there too. Here we go. Next, I am going to add all the green herbs. So cilantro, some mint, and some green chili right on top. Right, so this is going to cook with the rice. And then you will need to add the layer of rice here. Okay, thick enough layer. I've got more rice in the other pot, so there we go. So it's nicely covered and flat. Then you're going to take the saffron, rose water and saffron, and sort of sprinkle on top. Okay. Then you're going to add some freshly squeezed lemon juice, just a little bit, not too much. And then you're going to take some butter and add few dabs of butter here and there. There you go. So this is the first layer. Now I'm going to start with the second layer. So follow all the steps over and over again until the masala and the rice and everything else is finished. So this is my second layer, and I'm going to do the exact same thing as I did in the first layer until this masala and the rice is done. All right, so there goes the final layer. I'm gonna have some probably leftover masala because I made a little extra, but that's okay. It never goes to waste. I'm just making sure that the rice actually fits and I can cover the pot. It should be okay. I've done it. I've made these many cups before too, so it should be okay. And there you go. Let's add some butter. Who doesn't love butter? There we go. Okay. Then the beautiful saffrony yellow color with some saffron strands, as you can see, and rose water as well. Now let me add rest of these green spices on top. Okay, there you go. And the last ingredient that I am going to add, and you have to be very careful with this, is literally maybe 2 to 3 drops of this gera. It's the essence, just not too much, because remember it becomes really bitter if you add too much. So there you go, that's it, 2 to 3 drops. And that, my friend, is it for the Hyderabadi biryani. Now I'm going to cover this up, put it in the oven. I usually turn my oven on 350, bake for about 20 to 25 minutes. This is a big pot and I made a lot, so let's see how long it's gonna take. But this is going in the oven and I'll show you when it's done. Okay, so while the biryani is cooking in the oven, I am going to make the white yogurt sauce or raita. Those of you who enjoy this dish, you'll know what I'm talking about. I've got all my ingredients right in front of me. So over here I've got plain white yogurt. I have red onion chopped into small pieces, tomatoes, cucumber cut into sort of long slices. I've got fresh mint, fresh cilantro, black pepper, some salt, and some milk in this cup to make the texture a little bit thinner. So what I'm going to do first is I am going to mix the yogurt so there's no lumps left in there. Then I am going to add some black pepper, some salt. Okay, so that's how it looks, how thin it is. I'm going to add a little bit milk to make it a little thin, and there you go. Once this is ready, and I am going to take all of these chopped herbs and things, add that in this mix and mix it around. Okay, so this is nicely mixed. You can see the texture. See that? It's not too runny, but it's not thick, so it's gonna add, when you eat this with biryani, it adds really nice and creamy taste. You'll notice that biryani is already quite nutty because I've added, almonds and all that, so it's gonna really enhance the taste of this dish. Now I am going to garnish this with some more black pepper, some mint leaves, okay, some tomatoes, and of course the green chili. I didn't add the green chili in the yogurt sauce or the raita. It's up to you if you want to add that, but this biryani is quite spicy, so I don't want to add too much spice, right? And there you go. This is the raita, aka white sauce, that goes with this dish. All right, it's time to look at the biryani. I just took it out of the oven. So, okay, look at this. Nice. Rice is nice and separated. It's not sticky. So you can see that. Trying to get it from the bottom. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed today's recipe. Please do let me know how it turns out for you. Till next time, take care and stay safe.